Well, one more race to go before we head into the finals, and it is the pre-final for RMC Belgium Senior Rotax. Let's have a look at the starting grid for this one. Jaden Teen starts on pole position, and Vic Stevens will be alongside on the front row. Lawrence Herbos and Matty Sterlo will be on row number 2, ahead of Sverre Ubben and Ollie Jonkers, rounding out the top 3 rows. Miel Hendricks, Sebastian Koch, Sam Bergstein and Kevin Navis round out the top 10. The 19-strong capacity grid will be completed by the following drivers: Martin Geiskens, Ruben Verheyen, Giorgio Markenstein, Rein van der Meer, Scott Westhovens, Kenneth van Markerke, Lex Quintens, 17th. Stain Peters might not be starting this race, hasn't broken the timing beam, with Luca Brima due to round out the grid. And it has just been confirmed that Stain Peters will not be taking any part in the pre-final, and that says to me a doubt for the final later on. The Senior Rotax RMC Belgium final will conclude the racing action at 5:10 this afternoon here at the Efteling in Kerpen. There's Jaden Teen, the number 359 from the Netherlands, with Vic Stevens from Belgium just behind him as they come slowly through at a crawl at Mudkurve, and Stevens pulls alongside Teen on the front row of the grid. 10 minutes plus an additional lap to decide how things will pan out on the starting grid for the final later on today. Blue skies up above, sunshine beaming from up on high as the red lights are on the gantry. Lights are out and we're underway. And Jaden Teen gets the whole shot. Lawrence Herbos gets past Vic Stevens on the start as they head into turn 2 for the first time. As one of the carts goes off very, very quickly coming out of turn number 2. Might have been Mattis Turlo, but whoever that was lost a big amount of positions. It kicked a big old cloud of dust up into the air. And, well, Sverre Ubben has ended up dropping all the way down to the back of the order, it looks like. Well, was released from the dummy grid, it seems. So, leaders coming through to complete the opening lap, and Jaden Teen is scarpered away into the distance. Through out of the final corner, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, very closely packed. 5th is Turlo. So, might have kept the throttle full down to the floor. He's got Sebastian Koch looking towards the inside into turn number 2. But the 394 from Germany, dual national, is the young driver from Dams Racing. Belgian and German nationalities proudly displayed on his race suit. Jaden Teen, after the opening lap, having nearly a 7.5 tenth advantage over Vic Stevens. Lawrence Herbos rounds out the top 3. Miel Hendricks, Mattis Turlo, Sebastian Koch, Ollie Jonkers, Martin Geiskens, Ruben Verheyen's now up into 9th. As Kevin Navis continues to hold on to 10th position. Battle just outside of the top 5. That'll be Ollie Jonkers and Sebastian Koch. They could be very close to each other. They are literally line astern coming through out of turn number 2. What a disaster for Sverre Ubben, due to start 5th on the grid. He's going to have to make some hay whilst the sun shines. Looks to have made up a couple of places. Possibly. But the drivers making their way through into the far part of the circuit. And now coming back up towards Mudkurve on lap number 3. So Jaden Teen's lead was 0.8 of a second. Has Vic Stevens closed into it? Well, fractionally, and puts in the new fastest lap of the race. 45.515 seconds for the number 327, running with Bouvin power. But it's just all about keeping it nice and calm. One of the things I love about the circuit here at the Efteling here in Kerpen is its flowing nature through some of the turns, especially through turns 3 to 5 and then down the hill through 6 into the next few couple of corners at 7, 8, 9, and then you come back up here into the main part of the circuit, and through this wonderful bit you can... Oh, bit of a mistake there by Lawrence Herbos. I think just had a bit of a misstep coming through the Michael Schumacher S's. And there is Martin Gaskins in the middle of all of that. Ollie Yonkers, in the meantime, has got through on Sebastian Koch to get himself back up into 6th position. Ruben Verheyen up 3 places behind Martin Gaskins. And that's Gaskins 8th, Verheyen in 9th. Hendricks up from 7th on the grid, currently running P4 as we have just under 6.5 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Lex Quinton's up from 17th to 13th. Kenneth van der Merkerke up 2 places to 14th place. And Scott Westhoven's, the 353, up from 15th, now running 12th. And here comes an attack from Matthijs Turlo to try and get the crossover on Miel Hendricks for P4 here on lap number 6 out of turn number 3. And there's 2 battles. Oh, and great move by Matthijs Turlo. Gets through at turn 5, whilst Miel Hendricks went a little bit wide. The back end stepped out to the right and sent the number 326 a little bit sideways, allowing the 390 for SR Solutions, run by Scott Sparlet, up to P4. So 26 degrees Celsius still. It's looking to get that a little bit hotter over the next couple of hours or so, as we're just shy of half time in this race for Belgian Max Challenge for 2024 for the senior Rotax category. And more to the point, it really is going to be the case, well, looking at the way things are at the moment, Axel Goes is making a good old indent into those in front of him, including some of them not here, including Imke Arts. So he's also ahead of Jordi Clerbault in terms of the way that his results have gone. Of course, the DD2s have been running with the RMC Germany drivers, so they'll have a superheat as opposed to a pre-final. And the DD2 superheat, or the DD2 superheat has already taken place. Nicolas Guillaume winning the Belgian side of things, finishing P2 in the amended results. But still, the 2 drivers from Dams Racing running line astern, Ollie Yonkers and Sebastian Koch. There they are, coming through into Mutkurva, whereas Jaden Teen has been keeping a consistent run on his lap times. Last 3 lap times from 3:59, will make that the last 4 laps, have been running in the mid to low 45.4s. Vic Stevens has just put in a new personal best. Matthijs Turlo, new overall fastest lap of the race so far, 45.269, and is closing in on Lawrence Harbos with 3.5 minutes. And that's how much we've got left on the timer before the pre-finals and the superheats are completed. Oh, bit sideways out of the Piff-Paff chicane on the run up towards Mutkurva by Ollie Yonkers. Sebastian Koch getting a little bit closer to the back of him, heading through into Mutkurva and now into the final corner. Top 3 covered by 0.8. Top 4 covered by 1.2. Kevin Navis drops behind Ruben Verheyen, who now rounds out the top 9, as there is the move finally by Sebastian Koch, who I think just got through on Ollie Yonkers. And that is the case. Martin Gaskins is the next one that has got Ollie Yonkers on his hit list. But a great move up the inside through turn number 2 by the 394 from Germany. But Jaden Teen doing exactly what he needs to do, staying out front and making sure that there's no opportunity for Vic Stevens to try and close that gap and try and get past him. It's one thing to catch somebody, it's something else completely different if you want to pass them. But we still have 18 runners and riders that started the race, looking on course to finishing the race. But Sverre Ubben won't be too enamoured with having to start from the back end of the field for the final later on today. And for those wondering on the live stream, well, if you're wondering when the races are scheduled, there's the timetable in the description down below. But DD2, Germany and Belgium will take place at 3:30 p.m. Local time. Mini and Mini Rookie, the final, 4:20 p.m. 4:45 for juniors and seniors at 5:10 this afternoon. Coming down to the final couple of minutes of this race, plus an additional lap, and still Jaden Teen has kept his dominant grasp on this weekend, and more to the point, continuing his grasp on the lead in the championship standings. So 3 laps to go. And Jaden Teen's lead gets slightly truncated to the tune of about just over 3.5 tenths of a second. Now, I've seen this before from Vic Stevens. He'll leave it until the last couple of moments of the race and then try and throw a last-minute overtake on the opponent in front. Now, Jaden Teen, if he wins this will be another successive win on the trot. He's won both finals at the opening round at Genk and at Marienburg for round 2. He's won the pre-final at Marienburg, and he is on course to make it a 4th successive win in a row, putting him on 272 points at the end of this race. Vic Stevens, if he takes second, that's going to be 52 points, putting him on 263, expanding the gap between first and second to 9 points. But the timer has expired. And after this one will be one more lap to go. And then we'll conclude the pre-finals and the final of the Super Heats for the respective classes. So through into Mudkava for the penultimate time here on lap number 14. Now the Schumacher S. And it's going to be one more lap to go. Jaden Teen, the man from the Netherlands, in the 3:59, crosses the stripe. One more tour to go. And Lawrence Herboz could also pick up a good amount of points here, 50 points in this particular occasion, and that would put him on 243. Well, Sverre Ubben's not going to be pretty happy when he gets through into the onto the weighbridge and onto technical, but for more to the point, there has been one driver that again has done everything he's needed to, stayed at the front, controlled proceedings, and is on course to take another win this season. It's 4 in a row. Make that 5 in a row with the heat yesterday. Jaden Teen wins here at Kerpen in the Senior Rotax pre-final for RMC Belgium, round 3, ahead of Vic Stevens. And, well, it looks like we have had a change. Matthijs Turlo getting through. So that's going to take a couple of points. That's going to take 3 points off of Lawrence Herboz, who will get, well, that will be another point. So that will be 49 for Lawrence Herboz, putting him on 242. But Jaden Teen takes the win ahead of Vic Stevens. Matthijs Turlo rounds out the top 3. Lawrence Herboz 4th. Miel Hendricks, Ollie Jonkers, Sebastian Koch, Ruben Verheyen, Kevin Navis, Sam Bergstein round out the top 10. Martin Geiskens, Scott Westhovens, Kenneth van Morkerke, Lex Quintens, Rein van der Meer, Luca Brima, Giorgio Markenstein, and Sverre Ubben round out the finishers after 15 laps, with Stain Peters a non-starter.